Hello, my name is Mark Richards. I'm a hands-on software architect, author, and also the founder of developer2architect.com. I teach a 2-day hands-on software architecture class called Software Architecture: The Hard Parts. And I want to take the opportunity to show you what this class is all about. This class is basically broken up into two parts. Part one, pulling things apart, and then part two, putting them back together. In part one, pulling things apart, we'll see how to decompose systems. First, we'll look at the technical and business drivers of architectural modularity. We'll then move on to some structural aspects of architecture called the architectural quantum. Then we'll dive into various decomposition patterns, which will allow you, through small iterations, to safely move systems from monolithic over to distributed architectures. Then we'll talk about the size of those pieces, which is all about service granularity. And finally, move to breaking apart data. Now, once we break things apart, necessarily we have to put those things back together. And the first thing we'll talk about in this section are managing contracts, the communication vehicle between the parts of the system that we just broke apart. We'll then talk about data ownership and access. Once we've broken apart our data, how do we now access data we no longer own? Then I'll dive into three primary forces of distributed architectures. And those are communication protocols, and specifically we'll dive into synchronous versus asynchronous communication, managing workflows in terms of orchestration and choreography, distributed transactions, both atomic transactions, eventual consistency, and we'll also talk about compensating updates. And I'll wrap all three of these primary forces together in terms of closing the class with a discussion about transactional sagas, ways of actually building distributed architectures. So please join me for this 2-day hands-on software architecture course at New Crafts in Paris, France on November 4th and 5th, 2025. I hope to see you there.